So,
Right.
you know, so there has to be something to monitor, whether it's the 10, you know, we've got all kinds of ambient readings of the area with our music on and off, you know, from 7 in the morning until 6 the next morning. Yet, if you're just going with a certain number, it's not, you know, it's not going to work, because I could have a monitor in the neighboring place, and I could talk to somebody or turn my TV on really loud, yet it's going to be, you know, the people downstairs' fault because they are a club.
Right.
So, you know, I just think, you know, everybody wants to be good neighbors,
Right.
but people have to understand that, you know, if you are monitoring yourself and you are playing your music at a certain level, there's no way that the noise, you know, if you've got soundproofing or whatnot, can be higher from your source the further you get away from where you're actually playing it. And, you know, and
I'll say this. Number one, your quality of life officer, you know, there maybe have a certain level of training, and maybe they're dealing with I'm not sure, it sounds like you have a complaint-driven problem.
we have a complaint, yeah.
You have a complaint-driven problem, so it may require a deeper investigation on that level, you know, and again, you know, I'm just trying to help the city get off the ground with one thing, but I think when the health department, when the health department gets involved, I think those kinds of things can be dealt with. I agree. I don't know the exact situation, so I can't answer your. I can't.
We appreciate, you know, what you're doing, and you know, I think ultimately we know neighbors have to be neighbors, but
Right.
we have to understand that, you know, if you're just trying to catch somebody in a violation and not work with that person, no one's going to get anywhere.
Right. I think part of the function of the health department ultimately will be to come in and deal with situations such as that, where there's no, maybe we can show that there's no violation, but you have a complaint. Somebody has to solve this problem. That's part of, and that's part of what other places do. Okay, you know, and because that kind of a solution reduces the need for lawsuits and all sorts of other things. Lawsuits don't necessarily solve problems. They get a winner and a loser, but they don't necessarily solve the problem. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry.
Why do you think the health department would be a good thing?
Because they managed it in the 80s and they did a good job, number one, before they took all the money away. And then because the police department is pretty much said that they have too many other priorities. They are understaffed and it's a low priority for them. To get a good sound level measurement may take some time. So they're busy with a lot of other things, and so we say, you know, you got to stop what you're doing and go get the meter, and then go out for half an hour, and you may or may not get the measurement or not. And then another problem with it is what we've seen is that you have a criminal. It's a criminal case. It has to go to court, and then the officer has to leave his beat to go to court to deal with it. They have, and then the judges don't necessarily, as part of what we found out, is the judges don't necessarily understand the law. It's not clear. They don't deal with these kind of tickets, so it doesn't really go anywhere. So it generally is put to the side for the police. So then that leaves the health department, who are those are the two people in charge of sound in the city, according to the ordinance. And that leaves the health department, and the money has been set aside for the health department. The health department says, we're going to do it. So that's why I say, well, since they said they're going to do it, I'd say there's probably a good reason to let them do it.
Well, the only issue that I have with that is I have a restaurant, and I'm going to say that when you need inspections in order to move the process and getting licenses and so on, the health department they could take weeks to get to you. So they're really going to have to get a serious piece of budget and training in order to do this, because whatever went away in the 80s, even that little infrastructure isn't there, because just functioning as the health department is screwed up.
They put some money aside. They put money in a kiddie for a pilot program. So that's what they're going to do. That's all I can say about it.
Right.
They're talking about 3 or 4 people, and they're starting with 2 or 3, and that's where they're starting. They ran it before under Drops and Lutz with basically one person, and they were able to keep things in check. So using a similar philosophy, I think they could probably take, you know, and working directly with the people who make the sounds, and educating and you get a cooperative approach, you could probably get something done. Okay? Now, keep your fingers crossed for me and everyone else.
And me,
All
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Are there any other questions? None? Well, I've been this good into the meeting. I'd like to thank you all, and please feel free to fill out whatever you want and submit it. I'll be here for a few minutes at least, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
There's another meeting, the next meeting?
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry, the next meeting will be the 24th, and I believe it's going to be the same time.
Yes, it'll start at 3 o'clock. The meeting will be held, we'll meet here in the Bourbon Orleans Hotel. Dave will speak for about an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna probably do about, and we're gonna talk about all these methods that you have to deal with soundproofing and sound footprint reduction. And I guess there's some other things on the list, but I can't remember.
Yes, so and a lot of it is the responsibilities of bar owners and the businesses in the quarter. And then we will go out onto the street and do some field tests. So bring your walking shoes, comfortable
So
shoes.
that's after the next meeting?
That's immediately following
Yeah.
the meeting that will convene here at 3. So it'll be a two-part meeting, in
And
other
which
words.
date is that?
That
24th.
is Monday, the 24th. And then we also have scheduled a field test on
March 6th.
March 6th at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
And we'll meet in the lobby here before we head out to Bourbon Street. There's some people that came in after we started, and please sign the sign-in sheets, and also fill out the white forms if you have any questions or issues. Anyway, if you could also hold up your hand, because we'd just like you to stand up and tell us your name and your affiliation, whether you are a business owner, resident, musician, or something else.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay,
Shelley Wagisback with Pat O'Reilly's.
You sir with the beard, black jacket, did you already?
Yeah.
You already did?
Jonathan
Okay.
Harris from Stacy's
Okay.
office.
And, sir, in the, yes,
My name's Glenn Thompson. I'm a local DJ. I'm here with my brand, the Weight Team, and I'm also here with Mac Miller.
okay, great. And ma'am?
Connie Dwell, Channel Sports, WWL-TV, covering women.
And I thought I saw some of them might have left already. Okay. All right, anybody else? Have I missed anybody? All right, well, thank you, everybody. And Susan.
Oh, I was just going to sign your sign-in sheet. I'm Susan Hoffman. I have the Cafe Amelie, and I live at 900 Royal Street.
And we look forward to seeing you all next week.